Very good evening. My name is Ayush Shrestha and I'm here to present my DSA assignment, that is the DSA question 9, in which basically I have to solve an easy level lead code problem. Yeah, so let's start. Let me share my screen with you. Yeah, so my screen is visible now. Now let's move on to the question. The question is lead code question that I have already mentioned. It says that basically I have to solve an easy level lead code problem that I have also already mentioned earlier. So without wasting time, let's move on to the question that I have to solve in this particular problem assignment. Yeah, so the question that I have chosen is the question one, two sum. Okay, so let me explain what does the question says. It says that given an array of integers num and an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to the target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twist. You can return the answer in any order. The question is very simple. It says that basically you have an array of numbers that will contain several numbers and you have a target. Basically, you have to find two elements from that array that will add up to that target and have to return the indices of that particular two elements. For example, and this is also one thing here that has been mentioned is that every question would have one solution and I don't have to use the one element for twist. Okay, I don't have to use one element twist times. For example, let's see here in the example one, it says that the nums contains 2, 7, 11, 15, and the target is 9. So basically, I have to find two numbers from that array that will add up to the target 9. I can simply see that 2 and 7 add up to 9. Apart from 2 and 7, there are no any other number that will add up to 9. So 7 and 2 will be my answer. But I have to return the indices. So the indices 0, 1. The indices of 2 and 7 is 0, 1. So I'll return 0, 1. In this way, basically, particularly, I have to solve the question. In the same manner, in example 2, the target is what 6. Now 4 and 2 adds up to 6. So the indices will be 1 and 2. So I have written 1 and 2 similarly. Let's understand the approach for this question. What I'll be doing to solve the question that in an efficient manner. I have created some comments here to uh, make it more understandable if someone is reading my code. Let me explain you the approach what I'm doing. My approach is simple. I will create a hash map and store all these numbers in that. And what I'll do is that I will create a number. First of all, what I'll have, I will take the target and start subtracting each number one by one from this particular target. And I will find that after subtracting that particular number, what number I will obtain present is already present in that hash map or not. Okay, let me explain what I'm saying. Like this is target 9. I will take the first number 2. 9 minus 2. Okay, I'll subtract 2 from 9. It will be 9 minus 2 equals to 7. So I'll find if that 7 is present in the hash map or not. If it is present, that will be the answer. I'll return the simple indices. And if it is not, I'll move on. So for this particular example, I can simply see that 9 minus 2 7, 7 is already found. So that will be my answer. Let me explain the code line by line. I have first of all created a hash map that named as map that will contain integers, two integers. The first one will be the value and the first one will be indices and second one will be the value. Okay, so that indices and value both will be stored because we don't need to return the value. We need to return the indices. So we have to keep track of the values as well as indices parallelly. Okay, for that I have taken two map under which two integers will be stored. Given the name as of the hash map as map and new hash map has been created. What I'm doing is that I have used the for loop to iterate to the whole array from 0 till nums.length I plus plus, which means that my array will be array will be traversed from start to the end. Okay. Now I have created int complement. Okay, integer complement. So what I have told it 9 minus 2 7. For me, that 7 is the complement here. That is a temporary array, temporary integer you can say. So target minus num size. So each number will be subtracted after every step. Then I'll check that if map dot contains key complement. I will check that if this particular map contains the value complement or not. Okay, I'll check if that complement is present in the map or not. If it is present, I'll simply return that complement, the indices of the complement. Sorry, the indices of the complement and the particular. I will simply return my answer that I have to say here. Okay. and then I have to then map dot put nums I. Now I can simply see that what will happen in this particular line of code is that let me explain one thing. Also, thrown you illegal argument exception. This is a dummy thing, so that I have to basically in this type of solutions, what happens that I have to basically print a return statement here. So it's already given in the question that every particular problem will have a solution. So this is a dummy statement only, just for the purpose of the lead code, so that it doesn't show any error. That's all. That's the only purpose behind it. Now, what will happen is that let me start explaining with the help of this particular example. What will happen? It will start, okay, traversing from here. It will start from 2. Now, complement will be target minus nums I. Now, nums initial will be 0, so it will be 2. Nums I will be 2. Target minus nums I. Target is 9. 9 minus 2, 7. Now, complement is 7. Okay. If map dot contains key complement, it will check if map contains 7 or not. If it contains, it will simply return the answer. If not, it will put a map dot put nums I. So basically, what would happen is that in the initial first, when I'm traversing this particular array, what would happen is that this thing will not work in the first whole. Um, when I'm traversing the whole array, it will not work in the very first traversing. Like when you start from 0 till end, what would happen? It will be stored in the hash map by this statement. This statement will not work for the first whole loop running. Okay, in the first when it starts from 0 till end in the very initial first step, okay, it will be simply stored into hash map, and this thing is not gonna work there. So map dot put num size. So what would happen is that num size 2, its index is 0, it will be stored. Then 7, 1, 11, 2, 15, 3. It will be stored in the hash map to keep track of all the indices and the values. Now this thing will come into play after one whole traversal will be completed. Okay. So when in the second running of the loop, it will start. The question will be solved in the second running of the loop. What will happen is that int complement equal to target minus num size. Now target is 9 and 9 minus 2 for the nums 0. It will be 7. Now if I will check it out if map dot contains complement or not. Now the complement is 7. Map dot contains key. Yes, map already contains 7. So I'll simply return a new integral array that will that will contain I. Basically, what would I be? I will be the map dot get complement, and so it will simply return 0 and 1. Okay, so the index of the complement and the yeah, just a second, num 0 complement, yeah, and index of that particular uh, complement and that num size. Okay, basically this num size that is 0, that will be returned by through this, and the complement that is 7 in this case will be the index of that will be 1. So 1 will be obtained from here, and the 0 will be obtained from here, and the answer will be returned as an integral array that contains 0 and 1. Similarly, in this case, if I'll check complement will be what? First I will check 3. Target will be 6. Target is 6 here. Okay. 6 minus num size. Nums is 3. 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is equals to 3. Now my complement is 3 for this particular case. Now complement, I'll check map who contains 3 or not. I can simply see that map doesn't contain 3. Why? Because I'm not able, I don't have to, but basically I don't have to take the elements 3. So apart from this index, there are no any other 3. I'll not take this case. It will be simply nothing will happen. Basically, in the first running of the code, it will be stored into a hash map, and in the second running of the code, what I'm telling you now. Now it will move to 2. The 6 minus 2 equals to 4. It will check if 4 contains the map or not. Yeah, 4 contains in the map. So it will simply return the index of 2 and 4, that is 1 and 2. So in this manner, this question is very easy and has been solved. Thank you very much.